Welcome back. Today, we're diving into a really big challenge in the world of compliance. See, it's not just about having the evidence for your audit. The real trick is proving that your evidence is trustworthy. So, how do you build a completely unbreakable chain of trust? Let's get into it. All right, let's set the scene, because you've probably been there. The auditor is sitting right across the table. You've spent months pulling together policies, screenshots, logs, everything. Then they just point to one file and ask a really simple question. How do I know this is the original? How do I know it hasn't been touched since it was uploaded? You know, that one question, that's the moment of truth. And this is your answer. This right here is the integrity ledger. Think of it like a high-tech digital fingerprint book for every single piece of evidence you have. It's the technology that lets you look that auditor right in the eye and say with total confidence, here's the proof that my proof is real.
So today, we're going to walk through exactly how this all works, building that chain of trust piece by piece. We'll kick things off with the core problem, then build on Athena's super secure foundation, see the integrity ledger in action, and then check out how AI and automation bring it all home for total audit confidence.
You know, you can almost think of it like this. Every single piece of evidence you collect has to run what I call an integrity gauntlet, right? From the second it's created to the day you're sitting in that audit, you have to be able to prove it's authentic. If you can't, well, even your best evidence could get called into question.
So, how do we start building this chain? Well, the very first link, the foundation, has to be the platform itself. I mean, before Athena can protect your evidence, we have to prove that our own house is in order, security-wise.
And look, you don't have to just take our word for it. As you can see here, the entire platform is independently audited against some really tough standards. You've got SOC 2 Type 2, which verifies our security and how we handle data. Then there's ISO 27000, which confirms we have a solid risk-based security program. The bottom line is, these aren't just logos on a page, they're your guarantee that our foundation is rock solid. And the whole thing is built on a zero-trust architecture. To put that in plain English, it just means we never trust, we always verify. Every single action taken on the platform, no matter how small, has to prove its identity and prove it's authorized. Why? Because we start from the assumption that the bad guys are always trying to get in. It's really the cornerstone of any modern, robust security posture. Okay, so with that secure foundation locked in, we can now add the most critical link in the chain for your evidence, the integrity ledger. This is the feature that creates an unbreakable cryptographic seal on every single artifact you store. And as you can see, getting started is incredibly simple. It's not like you have to go configure some complex crypto system. You're basically just flipping a switch to activate Athena's built-in guardian for your evidence. From that moment on, everything you store is tamper-proof. So how does this magic work? Well, it's a really simple but powerful 5-step process. First, every file you upload gets a unique SHA-256 digital fingerprint. Second, that fingerprint, along with the upload time and the user, gets locked into a record that cannot be edited. Third, we build a chain of custody, linking each new record to the one before it. Fourth, and this is so important, Athena is constantly automatically rechecking those fingerprints on a schedule. And finally, number 5, if even a single bit in a file ever changes, boom, the system flags a mismatch. You'll know about it instantly.
And this is where you see just how powerful the system is. This is your verifiable log. You can see the status of every file, and notice that hash mismatch on the incident ticket? That's not a failure. That's proof that the system is doing its job perfectly. It caught a file that was modified after it was uploaded. I mean, this is a total game changer because it replaces an auditor's need for blind trust with undeniable cryptographic proof.
Okay, so now your evidence is secure and its integrity is guaranteed. Awesome. But that's only half the battle, right? What does all that evidence actually say? So the next link in our chain is using AI to turn that mountain of data into clear, actionable decisions. The workflow here is just completely seamless. Over on the left, you just select the evidence files you want to analyze right from your secure locker. And on the right, you can see the AI engine immediately kick into gear, pulling out key information and matching it up against your compliance controls. And this is the first thing you'll see, a high-level evidence analysis report. That AI confidence score distribution is just invaluable. It gives you an immediate, at-a-glance picture of your compliance posture. You can see in seconds where your evidence is strong versus where it's weak and needs some serious attention. And from that high-level view, the AI drills right down into each individual work item. It'll give you a quality score, sure, But way more importantly, it points out the specific gaps, like you see here, where a document doesn't fully confirm a policy was implemented. And then it gives you concrete recommendations on what you need to do next. It just turns all that ambiguity into a clear-cut action plan.
Now, we all know that gathering all this evidence manually is a huge pain. So the next link in the chain is to automate that collection process by connecting Athena directly to the tools you're already using. This creates a continuously monitored compliance posture.
This comparison really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? The old way was all about manual user audits and taking static screenshots, which, let's be honest, assessors are right to be skeptical of. It's just a snapshot in time. The Athena way is to connect directly to the source of truth, whether that's Entra ID for access control or Splunk for your logs. We pull that evidence automatically, giving you live, continuous proof that your controls are working as they should.
So when you put it all together, a secure foundation, an unbreakable evidence ledger, AI-powered analysis, and automated monitoring, the result is actually pretty simple. You get genuine, audit-ready confidence.
And this screen, this is that end state. This isn't just some static checklist. It's a living, breathing work plan. You see your total tasks, what's in progress, how many findings you have, and you know with absolute certainty that every single piece of evidence backing this up is verified and authentic.
So let's go all the way back to that auditor's question from the beginning. With this chain of trust in place, that question is no longer a source of anxiety, because now every artifact you store is locked, fingerprinted, and ready to prove that your compliance evidence is real, current, and completely untouched.